What's up, y'all? It's just Rondo. Welcome to my channel. It's Sunday Fun Day. Usually around 2 o'clock. Usually at 2 o'clock, I come over here live to bring y'all Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I'm gonna be honest, this episode is not really worth the time. I'm not bringing y'all over here on a live, honestly, just to be, wasting y'all's time because it wasn't giving. And honestly, like the way I'm feeling about this last episode, I will finish the season because I started the season and so we halfway through, I suppose. But I will not be over here being live for no good darn reason. So where the heck is the clip even? Okay, so yes, I will not be over here live for no good reason. If they don't do better, if I don't find it to be an interesting episode, which it was not, it was just a lot of nonsense. I'm not coming over here, like I said, for a lot of nonsense live. I will continue to review this friggin' show. I can't make no promises about next season. No, I think you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get on into what they was basically doing, not so much. I'll let y'all be the judge. Um, Make sure you get down in the comments and let me know what you felt about this episode here. Um, oh, I didn't cut the lady off. It don't matter. We don't know her. Like a bat out of nail, I guess. I mean, if that's what y'all wanted to provoke, that's what y'all did, a bat out of nail. This episode starts with Trisha. She meets up with her friend Sharon. We like Sharon. Sharon, I'm sorry I cut you off. I guess I wasn't paying as close attention as, I thought I was. But at the end of the day, this is not about you. This is about Trisha. Trisha came over here to tell Sharon about her experience with Dr. Francis. She said, what did she say? That Ken moved out for a couple of days, but now he's back. He moved out for a couple of days. Let's talk about that. We don't know what they over there doing. Anyway, Sharon thinks that Ken brings balance to Trisha. Does he though? I feel like maybe not so much. Not as far as I'm concerned. Y'all will be over here trying to hold on to a man by any means necessary. And sometimes what you need is not a man. Sometimes what you need is some time to yourself. This is what happens when the crossover. Trisha, you crossing over, you got a husband and a fiance. So, that in itself is stressful. And then this lady already is, she got a lot of issues that she hasn't dealt with. After all this time, she's just now seeking therapy. And thank God for that. Obviously this lady has some grieving to do. I can't imagine losing all those people that, family members in a short period of time. Me and my daughter were actually talking about, what it was like, taking care of my mother in her last, years. I took care of my mother for 7 years. Her health declined over a period of time until I became 100% her caregiver. And it takes a lot out of your life. But she wasn't tragically just taken away from us. Like we watched her, expire. You know what I mean? Transition. And all of those moments in the moment were very traumatic, I feel like, but they also have become moments that we can look back on and talk about. That's not the case with Trisha. She was losing mother, father, sister. That's a lot. And so, sometimes you don't even realize because you're so busy living your life. So, Sharon, I think that's nice and all, but I don't know that Ken is her balance. All we've basically seen Ken do is pressure this lady to get married. Y'all, I told y'all, if y'all were there for my Bell Collective review with my niece T, I am sick. I have a bug. I have a runny nose. And so if I have to click out on y'all, then I'll click out to blow my nose because I don't want to be over here blowing my nose in front of y'all. I don't want you to hear it. I don't want you to see it. But I'm here, I'm okay. I just have a runny nose. Yeah, all we've seen Ken do is pressure this lady into marriage. So, she's been hesitant. She hasn't been giving him any kind of energy that makes him, that he should believe for any reason that she wants to do it. She's been very apprehensive, very hesitant. Pause. Thank you for your patience. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, Trisha, she suppresses her feelings. I feel like a lot of people do that, you know, especially, when you have a lot of loss, you don't feel like there's a safe space. And like I said, she's lost a lot, so she probably doesn't know who to open up to. For her, she doesn't want to get close to people because she feels like she doesn't want to lose them. I feel like Sharon seems to be a safe space for her to open up. And Sharon said, like, you know how long it was that we were friends before I knew anything about you? That means you've been vetted. And so far from what we've seen, that she's been there, a good friend. I don't feel like none of the rest of these ladies, Trisha, are a safe space for you to be sharing your feelings with. These ladies don't give a damn about you. They don't even know what they're doing. Speaking of, Kimmy, Trisha, Destiny, and Tisha, I put their names separate and I still got it wrong. Kimmy, Tisha, Destiny, and Trisha are having a meetup at the soap store. We do this over and over, essential oils and candles. Now we making balls of soap. Can I just go in there and smell a few of those bath bombs? Are we still doing bath bombs? They making their own bath bombs, child. Anyway, the people said you can't just be putting any old thing down in the bathtub now. You got to be careful about that. But, here we are making bath bombs. Now, Kimmy sat up there and said, I feel like, she's missing Nell. But Nell wasn't invited. Last time we had a get together, Destiny was not there. This time, Nell is not here. Nell is not here because Kimmy didn't invite her. Kimmy chose to have a little get together on the same day as her event. Now, I don't know. It wasn't accidental. She was very clear about it. So y'all could have did this and included Nell. Like, I feel like Nell was purposely left out because y'all ain't feeling her like that. And it's okay. But, she works here too. So that's all I have to say about that. Kimmy, you know what you was doing. That's shady as hell, planning an event on the same day that this lady has an event. So here we are. Destiny, messy self, says she thought that Nell wasn't here because Tisha is here. And then she brought up the whole, Nell said Tisha need to leave her name out her Mickey Flicky mouth. I feel like Nell and Tisha don't like each other, and it's okay. You don't have to like each other. Y'all having these talks, these meetups, and to talk about how to mend relationships. Melanie Cherie is gone, and y'all still trying to figure out how to get along with one another. So we can't blame this one on her. She's gone, and y'all still, Tisha seems to be a problem. Because you don't like Nell. Why? Nell is a lot. I will give you that. But what has Nell really done to Tisha for her to really feel like that? I don't know. Destiny tells the ladies about Lance and Twan, this whole story about, we recapping episodes from before. That's why I'm so mad. We sit up there, had this conversation about how you and Lance, who weren't ever together, and he had a baby, and why do we care? Didn't y'all have this conversation in the first episode? In the first episode, Destiny wasn't there. Maybe, Kimmy, if y'all stopped having missing pieces to the puzzle, these things wouldn't happen and people wouldn't be able to say things without the other person there. At the end of the day, Twan is is Lance's god brother, and Destiny don't give a damn. She finna go out with the boy anyway. Kimmy called her on it. I feel like that won't matter. It don't. She doing it anyway. So you know why she's doing it anyway? Because Destiny and Lance will never be a thing. And if she says guard my body one more time, I swear I'm gonna lose it. The Fletchivities. Is that all that happened over there? That's pretty much all that happened over there. Destiny got Tisha all stirred up by telling her what Nell said when she wasn't there. And I feel like some things, you're not supposed to repeat. If somebody said that to me, I wouldn't repeat it that way. But, they creating mess that we're not in. Did anybody enjoy this? Because I didn't. They have this get together. Remember, the Fletchers was over there at the daycare with Martell last week. They said they was getting ready to have a game day. It's called the Fletchivities, and it was really stupid. These people came over here and had a game night of games that are designed for small children, like the ones at the daycare. We over here playing, put the ball in the cup. We don't have no adult games. Like, I feel like there's adult. Y'all could have had darts. Y'all could have had a card table. Y'all could have had various amounts of things. You know what I'm saying? Besides putting plastic cover over a pool table with some plastic spoons. Who came up with this? They came in there all very awkwardly. It was so even weird how they came in. They came in one at a time. Kimmy and what's this nigga? Maurice came in. They start trickling in a little bit of time. They're all trying to figure out who's coming. Is Lance and Destiny coming together? Why would they be coming together? They already told y'all that they're not a thing. And Lance got a baby at the house and a baby mama and a date. So we're not going to be mad at Destiny for dating around because Lance seems to have his hands quite full. Destiny, I changed my mind. Don't go out with Will anymore because he doesn't have any interest in you for real. He just wants to smash. Now, if you want to go pounce on this man, by all means, do it. But don't expect anything from him because he was talking very not nice about you behind your back. So it is what it is. So Kimmy comes in the door and tells Nell that they're just coming from an event that she wasn't invited to. So how am I supposed to feel? Y'all had to get together and I wasn't invited, and that wasn't on accident. So Nell is in her feelings. I wouldn't be in my feelings necessarily, especially if I knew Tisha was there. It's about being asked. And it's about planning an event on the same day as somebody else's event. So y'all came in here with this intent to get her in her feelings. It was all a setup. Y'all came over here. Goodness, I'm a mess. Y'all came over here, get Nell in her feelings, tell her that y'all are all coming from a place, where you were hanging out and she was not invited. So we know how Miss Nell, she crashed out about a name tag on the bed. So she's over here feeling some type of way. Martell comes in and he's wearing a t-shirt with him or a sweatshirt with him and Ariane's picture on it. I guess. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I'm not sure why this nigga is walking around with her face, at them there. That wasn't even the most flattering picture. It's a picture of them that we've all seen because it's been floating around on the internet. They went and got it put on a t-shirt because they thought it would be funny. And then he had it covered up, girl, for most of the time. So while you thought he was getting ready to come over there, had you gassed up that he was getting ready to come over there and wear a t-shirt with your face on it, he did, but then he put a coat on. So somebody had to ask him to take his coat off so we could see it. We don't want her. We don't want y'all either. Like, what we can do is get rid of Martell. Don't matter. I feel like I'm coming back over here. Sorry, y'all, but it was just such a terrible episode. It was really bad. Maybe because I'm not feeling my best, but it ain't that. It's this right here. If you want to watch a show where grown people put up some balloons, the food looked good, I'll give her that. Put up some balloons and make you play Snatch the Spoon on a pool table. Y'all could have took the cover off the pool table. That's a game. Play pool. Play cards. Play darts. These are supposed to be adult games. They're playing musical chairs and Snatch the Spoon. Whew. I felt like everybody was acting weird. It was a lot of people looking around the room like they didn't met each other for the first time. Why are we here? What's going to happen? Destiny shows up with Will. Throws everybody off. Everybody's like, well, damn, Destiny. We thought you was finna go with Twan. Twan doesn't want to go out with her because it's going to make Miss Nell upset. He doesn't want to do that. And googly eyes and all the things. Like I said, Lance came with a date, very skimpily dressed. Is his baby mama at home? What is happening? Because I heard out here on these streets that the lady lived with him. It would be so much better if we seen people's real lives. Like, y'all brought Lance over here. You got him pretend dating Destiny and finding some girl. Like, Lance, let's see how you. Well, even if the mother of his child doesn't want to be on the show, I feel like there's ways that you could show Lance co-parenting and doing what he's supposed to be doing. And we met this girl. I forget her name. She used to go to the daycare. Miss Nell don't remember because it was 20 years ago. Obviously, the lady's 30, and you talking about I went to your daycare. No, I don't remember you, girl. I can't even believe they made a scene out of this. Kimmy pull Kimmy pulls Nell to the side because she feels like because Nell said that whole M and F in mouth, keep my name out of your M and F in mouth. She feels like that her and Tisha should sit down. Nell already doesn't want to be bothered with it because she knows it's bullshit. So she's like, I don't want to go sit over there and talk to Tisha. So, but Kimmy convinces her as if, why y'all got to talk to Tisha? I don't like her. I've sat down with her before. She stormed out of a restaurant, came back. We was down to the place where she brings her PTA moms to. Now we have another conversation. Now stood on what she said. She said, yes, that's what I said. I said, if I want this lady to keep my name out of her Mickey flicking mouth. I don't know who Tisha thinks she is parading around there like she's in charge of the girls. She's not. And she damn sure ain't in charge of Miss Nell. I already said about Will. I mean, he was talking quite not nice about Destiny behind her back, right in front of her face. So he's not the guy I thought he was because I don't give a frick if you call it man talk or whatever you call it. You sat up here at your big old age talking about how you want to get the panties and you don't like the girl like that. That's the way I interpreted it. I don't want her to be a good girl. I'm just trying to see. She got to the end of the night to, nigga, you can take me home. And I don't really think it's going to be that easy. Destiny is out here trying to make drama on the show. That's why you're here. And I'm like, I done told her 17 times to go out with the man. And now I'm like, don't go anymore. He's Ken's friend. Put him back in the barbershop. When it's called the Wicked Gentleman's Barbershop, I guess I should assume that wicked gentlemen come out of there. Like I said, Nell's not interested in having a conversation with Tisha, but she gives in because she understands that it's a scene, and she's the person on the on the menu, as my girl Angel would say over there on Potomac. I don't even understand what this conversation is about, really, because we heard Miss Nell with our own ears say that she found out that Lance had a baby and they rushed home or whatever. Tisha sitting up there talking about, so why did you leave LA? And Miss Nell's like, I ain't got to tell you shit. I don't like you. If somebody else asked me the question, like you trying to get me hemmed up. I already know that. That's why they brought me out here. So my answer is, I don't have to tell you shit. She's already feeling some type of way because she knows they've all been talking about her probably at their little get together today. That's what I would be thinking. Now you want to, is this what you plot and plan to come over here and set me off? What did they call it? Nell something. Her name at the title of the episode. Anyway, Nell gets elevated. And so then Kimmy gets elevated. I don't even know how this turned into a Nell Kimmy thing because Nell is pretty much very hot. You know how she do. She hollering and screaming, not at Kimmy, at the whole conversation. She hollering and screaming like, I don't have to tell you nothing. Tisha calling her a victim because she's like, y'all are piling up on me. And they were. They came in there specifically for that reason. So, I mean, job done. But don't know. Kimmy talking about, stop hollering at me. Stop hollering at me or I'm going to throw you in the pool. Then they stand up. But what do you want her to do? Girl, you threatened to throw her in the pool. Now they're screaming back and forth. Don't talk to me like that. Destiny getting in the middle as if some fist is about to be thrown. Maybe. And if I had to bet money, I'd probably put my money on Miss Nell. She looked like a fighter. She was very much ready to go. She threw all them bitches in the pool. I feel like that's what she said. I personally didn't like the pile up, to be honest, especially on something that didn't matter. This whole thing was a waste of time. Like I said, in my life, if you ever invite me somewhere to come play plastic spoons on a pool table and stand across the table from Martell with his girlfriend's picture on his shirt, I will never come back to anything else you got going on. Kimmy up here talking about I don't do good with the yelling and my father was abusive. Girl, we've been watching y'all holler and scream for 10 years now. And we ain't never heard you say nothing about that. Now all of a sudden Miss Nell gets elevated because that's what she does. We've been watching her flip. Even her kids was like, every time you say something to her, she lose it. We know that's her behavior. So if we're going to do something to set her off, then we should be prepared for what's going to happen. You created this situation, Kimmy, because you felt like you needed. Miss Nell was doing. Everybody was having a fun time playing with their plastic spoons. Even Martell and Marceau had a time. You know what I'm saying? They laughing. Like I said, the food was good. Here you go. You want to have to come to Jesus meeting with two women that don't care for each other and probably won't ever. And I'm okay with that. I don't feel like everybody has to like everybody. Tisha will get on my damn nerves. I wouldn't probably fool with any of them. I would probably, chill with Miss Nell every now and then. I think she's cute and funny. Kimmy, I feel differently about Kimmy than I used to. Anyway, not that they want to hang out with me. I'm just saying. I would never be able to make it on reality TV because I'm not about to sit around entertaining people that I don't like. And it's just not something I could do. I don't do good at fake. They're going to say, I think I'm better because I don't want to be bothered. And maybe I think I'm better too, but that's neither here nor there. Kimmy goes inside and she apologizes to Nell because, she just says that I don't, do well with yelling. And she gave her this backhanded apology. Like, even if that's what is your normal life is. So you trying to say that over there with y'all be doing all that hollering and screaming. That's not. Kimmy always talking like this. Even when it's bullshit. Just like it was, and just like how you softly came over there and told Miss Nell about how she needs to have a conversation with Tisha. That was all bullshit. So just because you're speaking softly doesn't mean you're not on bullshit, Kimmy. They hug each other and now they're free to go. They're trying to figure out. Nobody was having fun in the first place. They're trying to figure out, like, so are we done? Are we making up? Or what are we doing? They hug each other, and it looks like next week, as per usual, Nell and Fletcher sit at the table and talk about what happened. So here we already starting off next week, still talk about this nonsense that we came over here to talk about this week. Trisha's in a session with Dr. Francis, and apparently she was jealous that Ken was forging a relationship with her kids and leaving her out. Probably because you weren't being the most pleasant person to be around. So it's probably nice for your kids to get to hang out with somebody who was only getting the booty. And so he was in a good mood. He was over here ripping apart this man's household. He don't care for Marquez much. And he was getting this little lady to jump up and down on his manhood. And he was, playing ice cream cones and fake dad to her kids. So she was feeling some type of way about that, I guess, girl. I don't need a breakdown of all Trisha's issues either. Like, I like Dr. Francis. I don't want to go to weekly sessions of how to fix her life. We can just, check in every now and then. Wanda's back, and she wants to know what had happened down there with the video that Ariana and Martell made. So she's over here pissing Kimmy and Tisha off because she's like, so what had happened when they was over there bending that lady over the chair? Y'all wanted Wanda back? Well, here she is. That's it, y'all. I'm surprised I was able to sit here for 20 minutes, 24 minutes. That's the 25 minutes. I made it to 25 minutes talking about nothing. Y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back at 7 live with Ready to Love. Bye, y'all. See you when I see you.